So then you returned home. Was it a relief to finally get home?
Oh yes, yes. I mean, I was released on a Friday before a bank holiday, which is not ideal, but and there were a couple of issues with one of the wound dressings on the side burst, and I had to get the district nurse out to deal with that. That wasn't all that easy and a bit worrying, you know, when you don't quite know what you should be doing with it. And I was on a jejunal feed? The
Yes.
tube that goes into the top of the stomach?
Yes, to make sure you were getting sufficient nutrition.
Yeah, I found that really hard to manage. I could not seem to get the amount that I was told I should do into me. But I was actually able to eat when I got home. In the hospital, I hadn't been able to eat anything. They'd been very good and tried to give me some very high protein soups and such like, and I just couldn't get them down. So I don't think I had very much apart from ice cream before I went home. But at home, I actually did manage to eat.
Did you manage to get back your appetite and also...
Not my appetite. I knew I'd got to eat, and my sister was sort of sorting out my meals and things for me and making sure I did eat. But it wasn't something I enjoyed.
No.
And anything that she's put before me then I never want to see again, to be honest. It's really weird. But that was quite hard initially. But as I say, the feed tube, I just could not get it to work sufficiently, and you're limited to where you can go when you've got it. You know, if you need to go to the toilet, you've got to carry the blooming thing with you while it's whizzing away, and it was that I found a bit difficult. I think I should have been on it for longer than I was, because after about a fortnight or 3 weeks maybe, it fell out in the shower, and I didn't, to be honest, I didn't know what to do, and I phoned up the NHS helpline and didn't get a lot of advice on what to do. I guess it's such a specialised area that they wouldn't know the answer to it. But in the end, Kathy, my clinical nurse, said to me that if I'd gone into the hospital within about 4 hours, they could have put it back. But things were okay. Things were okay in the end.
I bet it was a relief not to have that though.
It was, although I didn't do it deliberately, honestly. It did just fall out. Yeah.
Managing then without it, was your weight then stable for a while, or did it still go down a little bit?
No, it was stable. I never have a problem with putting weight on. I mean, I can do it easily.
There is a concern, isn't there, about the appetite, eating and weight after this cancer in general, and also after your surgical procedure.
It didn't seem to have. I think I have found that I now have a much better idea of how much I can and can't eat. And obviously it is reduced because the stomach is now a much smaller size. So I do have to watch that. And I found that having several smaller meals was easier. Initially there were some foods that I found very difficult to eat, things like bread. And I still find bread very hard to eat. And I'm not entirely sure why, but it is. Things like soups and things with more moisture in them are easier to eat. I do have a problem still with iron. I'm vegetarian, which is always an issue for vegetarians anyway, and absorption of that I think is reduced. So I have needed to be on iron tablets to just manage that. I hadn't really realised why I was feeling so tired until we discovered I'd become anemic as a result of that. So there are one or two things, and I keep on a multivitamin tablet as well, just to make sure that I'm getting the right balance of things.
And has your taste for certain foods changed over time?
No, I don't think so.
So in principle you like the same things?
I think so. Yeah,
except those things that you were being required to eat, you said, from your sister.
Yes. Yeah. Bless her. Yeah. I suspect actually, as I was recovering, it was probably harder for her than it was for me. I know when I was on the painkillers and I'd come out of hospital, she used to come and check that I was still breathing at night because I was so static and
Really?
And such like. And I know, she's told me afterwards that was quite hard
I'm sure.
for her.
Mm.